Good morning. So this morning I was remembering all of your really amazing Rube Goldberg projects, and man, some of you guys just rocked that. The fire, I forgot to say, don't burn anything down. And you guys have proved the point that if Mrs. Schlegel doesn't say fire is illegal, then fire will be used. Anyways, awesome. Probably one of my absolute favorite ever. But some other ones were just amazing too. And some of them didn't work quite the way you wanted them to. The cutting the strawberry, what a great idea. What a fun way to do it. Didn't quite work, I know. That's kind of like life sometimes, isn't it? We have a good plan, we have a good idea, and it doesn't always work the way we thought it would work. Which got me thinking. And I started remembering a story in the Old Testament where God had a plan. He had a plan, and he shared it with Abraham. And he said, Abraham, I'm going to make you a great nation. And this is my plan. I'm going to do this. And Abraham is like, that's awesome, God. But as Abraham got older and older and older and older and older and older, and believe me, I get it, okay? If I was Abraham, I'd be wondering too, what's up, God? Did you need some help? I can help you. And that's exactly what Abraham does. He's like, okay, this isn't working. Well, whose fault is it? Oh, it's Sarah's. Okay, maybe what we need to do is I need to find a new woman. And actually, I think it was Sarah's idea. Yeah, it was Sarah's idea. We can help God here. You take my servant woman, and we can help God out here. Well, that didn't go quite right. The reason why it didn't go quite right is that wasn't God's plan, okay? God shared his plan with Abraham, but God didn't need Abraham's help to figure out how to make the plan work. And because Abraham decided to help God, he complicated the plan quite a bit. Now, God knew this would happen. He knew that it would complicate the plan. He knew what Abraham would do. It wasn't a surprise to him. Okay, but nevertheless, Abraham complicated the plan. And Abraham's way of fixing the problem is still to this day complicating man and man's life. We're still having issues that are arising because of the slave woman's son and the promised son not getting along real well, and their descendants either. God's plan still happened. Did you catch that? Isaac was still born. That's one thing to remember. As we built our Rube Goldberg projects, you guys, some of you had a plan and you tried it and it didn't work. So you changed the design and you tried it again. And some of you actually accomplished the goal. And those of you who didn't, you would have if you'd had more time. Practicing at home probably would have helped a whole ton. I know that's what happened with the kids in Carson, is they just really did it at home until it worked. And then they brought it to class.
If I get it in the middle, I have it perfectly.
There's just a sweet spot.
There you go. No, it dragged on my spectacles.
Oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh, there might be a... Oh, careful. Smell it, there's a whole house.
There we go, there we go, there we go. So here's the thing. God has a plan for your life, okay? And it's an awesome plan. And he says, I know the plans I have for you. Plans not to harm you, but to prosper you. Plans to give you hope and a future. But sometimes we get involved and we're like, okay, God's got a plan for my life. He's got hope and a future for me. So I have to help him. And we mess things up a bunch. And we complicate things. And things get to the point where it's not looking like this is going to happen. This strawberry, it ain't ever going to get cut, right? But the truth is, if we would go back to trusting our God, trusting that He is God. He does promise and He never lies, ever. So if He says He has a plan for your life, then it would be best if we get our hands off of it and let Him build. Let Him do what He's trying to do. And then the plan He has for us, it's going to be accomplished. One of my absolute favorite verses in the world is the verse that says, He who began a good work in you will be faithful to complete it. He'll be faithful to complete it, guys. He who started the work. The verse doesn't say, hey, if you keep working hard and do the right things, I'll finish the job I started. He says, He who started the work in you will be faithful to complete it. So trust Him. Trust Him with His ways. Try to listen to His ways and try not to just get in the way and do things your own way. How do you know when you're getting in the way? When you're getting in the way with God, you're doing it in a way that goes against His word most of the time. All right? So you think about Abraham. Was it ever God's plan that Abraham should not have Sarah be the mother of his child? Absolutely not. It goes completely against what Scripture says. So if you find yourself trying to change or fix something or do something and you know that's not God's way, this is not honoring to God, it is not the kind of help that God needs. Okay, if you have to lie to get yourself out of a bad situation, it would be better to go into the bad situation and suffer the consequences than it would be to lie about it. If you lie about it, that's not helping the problem, that's making the problem worse. I think about the team that kept losing marbles and having to run all the way across the entire classroom to find a marble, or crawl underneath the table, or, ask everybody, where's the marble? Who? And they had to wait a long time to find the marble before they could even try to fix the problem. Okay? Your marbles, you're losing them. When you're choosing to lie, when you're choosing to hide things, when you're choosing to hide sin, those are your marbles running all over the classroom floor. Think about the strawberry. Once that strawberry's cut, we get to enjoy that bounty. That yummy strawberry is something we can eat now because it's cut. But boy, we're waiting a long time while we try to find a way to cut it when God has His own plan. And if we just trust Him, we don't get in the way, then we're going to get that strawberry. He who began a good work in you will be faithful to complete it. Trust Him and do what He says.